Okay, let's unpack this. In a world where your digital feed is just, well, an endless torrent, how do you really cut through all that noise? How do you find those profound, maybe game-changing insights?
Yeah, it's tough. Information overload is real.
Totally. And how do you move beyond just consuming information to truly understanding what drives the market, what shapes the future, what gives a company its actual edge?
Exactly.
Well, that's our mission today. We're doing a deep dive into Reddit, not just the platform, but the company, RDDT.
Right.
And this isn't just about a stock price. It's a really fascinating window into AI, into digital advertising, the future of it, and honestly, the incredible power of online communities. Sometimes unpredictable power.
Oh, absolutely. Unpredictable is a good word for it sometimes.
Now, our source material for this deep dive is pretty unique. We're drawing from insights from a top trader. Goes by JinLog.
JinLog. Yeah, I've heard the name.
Yeah.
Top 0.1% guy, right?
That's the one. His approach is often described as having this alpha-omega insight, like seeing the beginning and the potential end of market moves.
Wow. Okay. That's quite a claim.
It is. And we're pulling from both a talk show style commentary he did and a really, really detailed report.
Okay.
Both are crafted with this one purpose, which honestly fits perfectly with what we try to do here. Filter out the endless news barrage. And maybe more importantly, counteract that temptation to overtrade on every little signal.
Right, which is so easy to fall into, constantly reacting.
So easy. So our mission today, distill JinLog's comprehensive analysis of Reddit. And I mean comprehensive. We're talking everything from tiny technical indicators all the way up to the big strategic business moves Reddit's making.
Got it. The whole spectrum.
Exactly. We want to understand where Reddit stands now, its potential path forward, and crucially, why this stuff matters for you. Whether you're into market dynamics, fascinated by AI's impact, or just curious about how online communities are going to evolve, well, this dive is for you.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how JinLog's whole approach kind of embodies that mission.
Oh, so?
Well, he operates from this core philosophy, right?
Yeah.
He calls it the VPAR rhythm trading method.
VPAR rhythm trading.
Yeah. And it's not about getting caught in the daily churn, chasing every little headline.
Right. The noise.
Exactly. It's about capturing the timing of the overall market flow, understanding the deeper currents, not just the surface ripples.
Okay, I like that analogy. Deeper currents.
And he focuses on what he calls MAC points.
MAC points.
Yeah. Think of them as more than just support and resistance. They're like critical price zones where major market forces tend to gather, almost magnetic.
Huh. Interesting. Magnetic points.
And he combines looking at these points with only the really significant news and events, filtering out the noise to focus on signals that actually dictate market direction. It's a holistic blend, you see. He's mixing broad sector analysis, individual stock analysis, and real-time index monitoring.
So connecting all the dots.
Precisely. It's this masterfully designed method aimed at clarity, managing risk really well, and ultimately going for higher returns by syncing up with the market's actual rhythm.
Okay.
So for you, our listener, the goal here is to provide that same kind of structured understanding for Reddit. We're going to break it down from multiple angles, just like JinLog does.
Yeah.
We'll look at their financials, their AI ad strategy, which is huge, delve into the technical charts, and even unpack what's being said within Reddit's own communities.
Oh, that's interesting. The community angle.
Yeah. And it's critical to remember this isn't just about trying to predict a stock price tomorrow. It's about truly getting a handle on the powerful forces shaping a major player in the digital economy, understanding the why behind the what's, giving you that strategic view.
You know, that idea of cutting through the noise, it really hits home. JinLog's message, right? That reacting constantly to every single news item.
Yeah.
The headlines, the analyst stuff, earnings, tweets even, and then overtrading because of it. It just eats away at your capital and your sanity, probably.
Oh, definitely your sanity. It's exhausting.
It's such a trap, isn't it? We live in this age where you feel like you have to know everything constantly just to keep up.
FOMO, right. Fear of missing out on that one crucial piece of news.
Exactly. But JinLog's philosophy pushes back hard against that. And I think it mirrors what a lot of you listening probably feel. You want to be informed. You want those aha moments, but you don't want to be drowned by a fire hose of data that just confuses things.
Yeah, data that often just adds noise, not signal.
And that's exactly why his method, this laser focus on key signals, is so powerful. It really is the essence of a true deep dive, right? Finding the signal in the static.
Absolutely. It acknowledges that not all information is created equal, not by a long shot.
And that real actionable insight comes from being disciplined, structured in what you pay attention to.
Right. Discerning those subtle but critical patterns, identifying the pivot points that really matter instead of getting whipsawed by the daily fluctuations that are often just, well, distractions.
Yeah. It's like having strategic focus in a world designed to distract you. Filtering out the static, zeroing in on what actually drives things.
Precisely. So let's dive a bit deeper into this VPAR method, because it's really the foundation of his whole analysis.
Okay, let's do it.
He describes it as capturing the timing of the overall market flow. Think of the market like a huge, complex orchestra.
Okay.
VPAR isn't about listening to every single instrument playing every note. It's about hearing the overall tempo, the underlying rhythm, and those moments when the whole symphony shifts its tune.
Gotcha. Seeing the big picture musically.
Yeah, and central to this are those MAC points. Again, more than just standard support resistance, think of them as the market's magnetic points.
Yeah, where the big money gathers.
Exactly. Price levels where large institutional capital tends to aggregate, creating these powerful gravitational pulls on price. They're like the anchors of the market structure. And the logic is pretty compelling, right? If you focus your attention and manage your risk around these critical levels, especially when combined with genuinely significant news, you can dramatically improve your odds of higher returns while simultaneously cutting down your risk.
Makes sense. You know where the potential floors and ceilings are?
Precisely. It gives you that foundational understanding of where the market's likely to find its footing or reverse or hit a wall. It helps you avoid stepping into really shaky ground and instead align with strength or weakness. And furthermore, the method stresses integration, blending the broad sector view, the specific stock analysis, and watching the live indexes in real time.
So it's not just looking at Reddit in isolation.
No, absolutely not. It's understanding how Reddit is moving within the tech sector, for example, and how the tech sector itself is doing compared to the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ.
Right. Context is everything.
It really is. This integrated view gives a much more robust understanding, helps you confirm if a move in Reddit has real strength behind it because the whole sector or market is moving too. Forest and the trees, and the sheer breadth of his approach is even hinted at by the hashtags he uses.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, you see things like hashtag Reddit, obviously, but then hashtag gap shooting. Hashtag intraday trend, hashtag swing strategy, hashtag VPAR, hashtag rhythm trading, hashtag AI advertising, hashtag metaverse, hashtag stock investing, hashtag chart analysis, hashtag swing trade, hashtag midterm investing, hashtag risk management, hashtag investment strategy, hashtag flow analysis. It's a lot.
Wow, yeah. That covers a lot of ground.
Exactly. Each tag isn't random. It's like a little window into a specific part of his analysis, almost like these little subliminal cues about the depth he goes into. Let's just pick a couple. Gap shooting, for instance. That's not just noticing a gap on the chart. It's a specific tactic to capitalize on those powerful moves that often follow big news, leveraging that sudden burst of enthusiasm.
Okay, so it's actionable.
Very. Or flow analysis, that's about tracking where the institutional money, the big money, is actually moving, where it's going, where it's staying. It gives you this almost X-ray view into market conviction.
Seeing where the smart money is putting its chips.
You got it. So from micro tactics like gap shooting to bigger strategic things like AI and metaverse, plus the core principles like risk management and flow analysis, it all points to this multidimensional strategy, dissecting every angle to build a complete predictive picture. And this systematic approach, I think, really resonates with your own learning journey, listener.
Yeah.
Just like a framework helps JinLog make sense of complex market data, a similar structured approach can help you make sense of any complex topic. Break it down, find the key drivers, see how they connect, build real knowledge, not just collect facts.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Because we take all that philosophy, that VPAR method, and apply it directly to Reddit right now through JinLog's lens.
Right. Where does RDDT stand?
Okay, so as of his analysis, Reddit stock is trading at $197.33.
Yeah.
Now, that price point isn't random. It comes after what he calls a midterm supply zone breakout and gap up.
Okay, break that down. Gap up.
Right. So a gap up is when a stock opens significantly higher than where it closed the day before.
Yeah.
It leaves a gap on the chart. It's usually a powerful signal of positive sentiment. Like, boom, big news hits or earnings crush estimates, and the institution just pile in overnight. Smart money rushing in.
Gotcha. A sign of strong conviction.
Exactly. And in Reddit's case, this gap up pushed it into a strong intraday uptrend, meaning within the trading day, the momentum is clearly upwards, consistent buying. But, no trend lasts forever, right?
Always got to consider the what-ifs.
Precisely. So JinLog, with his foresight, points out what to watch. If Reddit stock fails to hold near its prior high of $230.
Which is a key resistance level, presumably, where it stalled before.
Exactly. A critical psychological and technical point. If it can't break through or stay above that, then you might look at specific re-entry points.
Okay, where?
He identifies two: swing support at $153 or midterm support at $157.
And those are MAC points.
You got it. Not just random numbers. They're his calculated MAC points. Levels where historical price action and big buy orders suggest there might be significant support if it pulls back.
Right. Providing concrete levels, not just guesswork.
Exactly. It gives you, listener, a tactical blueprint. Specific, actionable price points based on deep market insight. Helps you think proactively, not reactively, understanding the subtle signals.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture, these price moves, these technical signals JinLog is seeing, they aren't happening in a vacuum.
No, they're backed by something real.
Oh, yeah. They are powerfully validated by Reddit's recent financial performance, which has been, frankly, pretty robust.
Okay, lay it on us. What do the numbers show?
JinLog's report highlights exceptional Q2 results. Revenue hit $500 million. That's up a staggering 78% year over year.
78%. Wow. For a platform like Reddit, that's huge growth.
It's incredibly significant. It shows they're not just growing, they're accelerating growth in a really tough digital ad market. Speaks volumes about their execution. And alongside that, daily active unique users, DAUs, grew to 110.4 million. That's up a healthy 21%.
So more users and much more money from them. That correlation is key for platforms.
Absolutely fundamental. More active users mean more eyeballs for ads, more content being generated, more data. It's the core asset. And 21% growth shows healthy organic expansion. Profitability metrics look really strong too. Adjusted EBITDA came in at $167 million. That's a 33% margin.
33% margin. That's pretty efficient.
Very efficient.
Yeah.
And it's a massive improvement, $127 million better than the year before. EBITDA shows that core operational efficiency, right? And a 33% margin suggests they're running lean and converting engagement into profit effectively.
Okay. And what about gross margin?
Even better, an astounding 90.8%, up 130 basis points.
90% gross margin. That implies what? Low cost of revenue?
With scale.
Scalability.
Exactly.
Incredible scalability. They can add revenue without drastically increasing the direct costs. That hints at powerful leverage as they keep growing.
Yeah.
And this financial strength, it's definitely not going unnoticed by the big players, the institutions.
Ah, the institutional backing. What's JinLog seeing there?
He highlights that ARK invests, Kathy Wood's firm, big focus on innovation.
Right. They continue to hold Reddit as a top 10 holding in one of their ETFs.
Okay, that's a significant vote of confidence.
It really is. When large, sophisticated funds with all their research power take a major position like that, it signals deep conviction in the long-term potential.
So all these strong financials, the institutional support, it ties back to JinLog's technicals.
Perfectly. It validates his observation about funds flow expanding and holding. That technical term reflects the underlying financial health and attractiveness. Capital isn't just flowing in, it's staying there, supported by strong performance. It creates this virtuous cycle with the technical momentum.
Okay, so the financials are clearly strong. But what's really getting Wall Street excited, based on JinLog's analysis, is Reddit's AI advertising engine.
Yes, the AI angle, central theme.
Totally. His report says Wall Street is basically showering praise on Reddit's AI ad tools because they're so effective. Specifically, they're lifting advertiser retention.
And retention is huge, maybe more important than just getting new advertisers.
Right, so this begs the question, what specifically makes AI ads so good on Reddit? And why is keeping advertisers happy so critical?
Well, think about Reddit's data. It's incredibly granular, right? Niche communities, specific topics, discussions, upvotes.
Yes, super specific interests.
Exactly. AI can analyze all that nuance. It's not just showing running shoe ads to runners. It's understanding their deeper interests, their behaviors, maybe even their intent, to predict what they might actually want to see, sometimes before they know it themselves.
Okay, so much more precise targeting. And for advertisers, that means less wasted money, better results.
Bingo. Less wasted ad spend, much higher conversion rates, more bang for their buck.
Right.
And that is why retention is king. If advertisers consistently get a strong return, they don't just stay, they often increase their spending over time.
Creating that self-reinforcing cycle, turning campaigns into partnerships.
Precisely. It's about building lasting, profitable relationships because the platform continuously proves its worth. And while AI and ads is everywhere, Reddit's unique community data gives them a powerful edge in how they implement it. And this AI focus is further underlined by strategic partnerships and how analysts are reacting.
Okay, like what partnerships?
A key one JinLog points out is the Google Vertex AI partnership.
Google Vertex AI, that sounds significant.
It is. Vertex AI is Google's big machine learning platform. Integrating it dramatically boosts Reddit's own internal search and, importantly, its content recommendations.
So better user experience,
Yeah.
more engagement.
Exactly. More personalized, more relevant experience means users stick around longer, engage more, generate more data, which then feeds back into better ad targeting.
Another virtuous cycle.
Yep. And partnering with Google lets them leverage best-in-class AI tech without building everything from scratch. Very smart move. And the market definitely noticed. TechCrunch reported that Reddit's Q2 results, driven largely by these AI improvements and ad focus, led to a big 15% rally in the stock.
Wow, okay, so a direct link. AI strategy equals market reaction.
Clear as day. It shows investors believe in this AI-led growth story. Analyst upgrades are piling on, too. Truist and Raymond James both raised their price targets to $225, and they're keeping their buy ratings.
Which carries weight, right? These analysts do deep dives.
Absolutely. Upgrades like these influence market sentiment, institutional buying. They're basically signaling, hey, we think this stock has significant upside from here based on our research.
And what's the general consensus look like?
Yahoo Finance shows an adjusted consensus target around $194, but with some analysts going as high as $235.
So a range, but generally pointing upwards.
Exactly. Healthy range. But the consistent theme is significant upside potential, which, raises an important question. How is the market really valuing this AI-driven growth long term?
Like, are they fully pricing in the potential?
Right. Are they appreciating the compounding effect? Better AI leads to better ads, leads to happier advertisers, leads to more revenue, leads to reinvestment in even better AI.
That flywheel effect again.
Exactly. It's an accelerating flywheel. And the market is clearly trying to figure out just how much future value that loop can generate over the next few years. It's a big part of the puzzle.
All right, so we've got the strategy, the financials, the AI buzz. Let's break down JinLog's specific investment opinions for Reddit. He provides this great playbook, right? Tailored for different time frames.
Yeah, not just one single recommendation. Adapts to different styles.
Which is smart. Okay, so first up, short-term traders, what's the play?
The advice is precise. Enter on a confirmed bounce off $167 support. Target is $212, and crucially, take partial profits there.
Partial profit taking, explain that quickly.
Sure. Instead of selling everything when you hit your target, you sell just a piece. Locks in some gain, reduces risk, but leaves some skin in the game in case it keeps running higher.
Okay, manage risk and reward. Got it. Now moving to a slightly longer time frame, swing trading, days or weeks.
Here, the recommendation is to scale in at the $153 to $157 support zone.
Scale in, meaning don't buy it all at once.
Exactly. Buy in smaller chunks as the price dips into that support zone. It averages down your entry price and cuts risk if it dips a bit lower before bouncing.
Smart. And the target?
Target is $230. And importantly, use a trailing stop to protect those gains.
Trailing stop. That's the one that moves up with the price.
Yep. It automatically adjusts your stop loss upwards as the stock climbs, locking in more profit, but it stays put if the stock falls, triggering a sale only if it drops by your set percentage from its peak. Great tool for letting winners run while protecting downside.
Okay, and then for the patient folks, midterm investing. Months, maybe longer.
For the midterm view, the strategy is to accumulate in tranches around that $157 level.
Accumulate in tranches. Sounds similar to scaling in.
Very similar, but implies a more gradual long-term buildup of a position, buying segments over time, maybe at different prices, aiming for a significant holding.
And the rationale here is?
Leveraging Reddit's strong AI ad momentum and its pretty interesting metaverse positioning for sustained long-term upside. It shows real confidence in the fundamental drivers over time, building wealth patiently.
Right. So as you can see, listener, these scenarios give you a structured way to think about it. Different approaches for different goals, all anchored by JinLog's specific market reads.
And building right on top of those scenarios is JinLog's rhythm analysis. This gives the underlying technical why for those plays. It's a nuanced view of the market's pulse, way beyond just looking at a price chart.
Okay, so what's the rhythm saying? Short term first.
For the short term, the analysis says trend is accelerating and maintained. Rhythm is rising and sustained.
Sounds positive. Strong momentum.
Very. It implies the upward move isn't just happening, it's gaining steam and holding strong. And critically, that funds flow expanding and holding confirms it. Real money is coming in and staying. Powerful combinations suggesting more upside soon, like a wave building. Now, for the swing time frame, the signals are remarkably consistent. Same thing. Trend accelerating and maintained. Rhythm rising and sustained. Funds flow expanding and holding.
Okay, so the short-term strength looks like it has legs for a longer trade.
Exactly. That consistency is key. It suggests it's not just a one-day wonder. There's sustained buying interest, underlying momentum supporting a multi-day or multi-week move, gives traders confidence. Now, for the midterm, the rhythm analysis gets a bit more nuanced, but it's signaling foundational strength.
How so?
Here, the trend is described as merging forming. The rhythm is developing forming. But funds flow is still expanding and holding.
Merging forming, developing forming. What does that mean practically? Consolidation.
Pretty much. It suggests the stock might be building a new, stronger base, taking a breather after the run-up, perhaps, absorbing gains, shaking out weaker holders, and preparing for the next big sustained move upwards.
Like coiling a spring.
That's a great analogy. A healthy, organic development of the price structure, setting up for future expansion, and connecting that funds flow expanding and holding back to those great financials we talked about, the revenue, the users, the margins.
Right.
You see how the technicals reflect the fundamentals? Money is flowing in because the business is doing well. JinLog's rhythm analysis is picking up on that capital flow. It's a beautiful alignment.
Yeah, it really ties it together.
And what's fascinating here is how this rhythm analysis gives you this non-traditional lens, doesn't it? It's not just price and volume. It's delving into market psychology, institutional flows, collective conviction, giving you this almost gut feel for the stock's energy and direction.
Feeling the market's pulse.
Exactly. Understanding that subtle dance between supply and demand, how it forms these complex patterns over time. Patterns that often only the most observant traders, like JinLog, can really see clearly.
Okay, let's go even deeper technically. Because JinLog also uses Elliott wave analysis, which is, well, it's fascinating, but it's complex, right? Predicting price based on these recurring wave patterns linked to market psychology.
Yeah, definitely advanced stuff based on crowd behavior forming discernible fractal patterns.
Right, not for the faint of heart. But JinLog applies it to give us this structural, almost predictive view of Reddit's path, not just where it might go, but how.
Okay, so what are the waves saying for Reddit?
For the short-term wave, JinLog sees Reddit in a wave 3 impulse.
Wave 3, that's the powerful one, right? The strongest part of the trend.
Exactly. Typically the longest and strongest wave. Characterized by strong momentum, rising volume, lots of participation, buyers are firmly in control, like a freight train picking up speed.
And supported by the rhythm and funds flow we just talked about.
Robustly supported, yeah. It's not just a pattern. It reflects real buying conviction. Now, looking at the swing wave, he describes Reddit as approaching wave 5 early stages and likely to challenge that $230 high.
Wave 5, the final leg up in the sequence.
Generally, yes. Often has less momentum than wave 3, maybe a less aggressive buying, but still capable of making new highs.
So maybe one more push towards that resistance.
That's the idea. It suggests the current strong push might be nearing a peak, but there's potential for one last significant surge, especially towards that critical $230 level, like the last gasp of a powerful tide. And then the midterm wave picture. This is interesting. He sees it forming a consolidation wave, wave 2, setting up the next wave 3 push.
Okay, wave 2, that's a correction after the first impulse.
Exactly. Follows wave 1. It's a necessary corrective phase pullback or sideways move. Lets the market digest gains, shake out weak hands, build a stronger base.
Before the next big wave 3 up move.
You got it. So it indicates that while there might be some chop or sideways action after this current surge, the underlying long-term structure is actually building towards another really significant leg higher.
So what does this all mean then?
It means Elliott wave, in JinLog's hands, gives this layered structural forecast. It sees significant upside short-term and swing, but also sets the stage for even bigger growth midterm after a healthy consolidation. It's like a potential roadmap for the market's sentiment shifts.
And while Elliott Wave gives that structural view, it's also absolutely crucial to look inside Reddit itself. At the community pulse, what JinLog calls community flow.
The qualitative side, beyond the charts.
Exactly. It offers this distinct perspective tied directly to the platform's nature and its future, something purely financial models often miss.
So what's the community flow telling us?
Well, for instance, over on Reddit Dev, that's the subreddit for developers and creators.
Okay.
There are active, passionate debates going on about AI ad monetization tactics, about metaverse content strategies.
So the builders themselves are shaping the future.
Not just shaping it, actively debating the best way forward. Their discussions, their feedback, their innovations, even their worries, they directly influence how these key strategies get implemented. It's a sign of a vibrant, evolving ecosystem where the community is deeply invested.
That internal dialogue is a huge asset, like
Yeah.
a built-in R&D lab and focus group.
Totally. Provides invaluable feedback loops, ensures new ad products get refined quickly based on real user and developer input. It's a unique advantage. Then you shift gears to, say, our Wall Street bets.
WSB. Always interesting.
Definitely. Notoriously influential, sometimes chaotic, and right now users there are apparently clashing over the classic buy the gap versus sell the gap debate after Reddit's recent jump.
So reflecting that short-term volatility in differing opinions.
Exactly. You've got the bulls saying buy this strength, it's going higher, and the bears, or maybe just traders, saying it's overdone, sell it, it'll pull back to fill the gap.
Right. That constant tension in the market playing out live.
Precisely. And that passionate debate, even within a speculative community like WSB, spotlights the immediate market psychology. It's real-time sentiment data that someone like JinLog, with his rhythm analysis, likely factors in. Which brings up a really important question, doesn't it? How does this user-generated content, this intense community engagement, actually influence the platform's perceived value and its real potential for making money?
Yeah, how do you quantify that community vibe?
It's tricky, but Reddit's core strength is its diverse, engaged communities. Their activity, their content, that's the lifeblood. It drives engagement, which attracts advertisers, and unlocks other potential revenue like data licensing.
Right. The data from those niche communities must be incredibly valuable.
Potentially massive. So the flow of discussion, even conflicting views, is a fundamental driver of long-term value. It shows that intricate link between social dynamics and financial outcomes, especially for a platform built on interaction.
And it shows those multiple perspectives you mentioned earlier, listener. Even within Reddit itself, you have these different takes contributing to the overall story and market narrative. Okay, let's bring it all together. The overall outlook, and crucially, the risks. Because even with JinLog's bullish analysis, smart investors always look at the potential downsides.
Absolutely. Risk management is key.
So JinLog's outlook, broadly bullish, strong conviction. He believes Reddit's AI ads and its metaverse positioning should fuel more gains. That's the core thesis.
Makes sense based on everything we've discussed.
But there are clear risks, things to watch. First, failing to hold that key $230 level.
Right. That prior high acting as resistance.
If it can't break through decisively, it could signal a pullback, trigger selling. Second risk, search traffic swings.
Meaning how easily people find Reddit content via Google.
Exactly. While their direct user growth is strong, changes in Google's algorithms or competition could impact how much traffic they get from search, which affects ad views. It's a variable. And third, the classic, a broader tech sell-off. If the whole sector tanks due to macro reasons, rising rates, whatever, Reddit could get dragged down too, even if its own story is strong.
Market risk. Can't avoid that entirely.
It's also worth noting, Reddit isn't just ads. JinLog mentions additional revenue streams, like expanded data licensing deals.
Monetizing that unique community data we talked about.
Exactly. Selling anonymized data from niche communities to researchers, businesses, AI developers. That could be huge. And it diversifies revenue, providing a buffer if the ad market wobbles. A quiet but powerful asset.
Good point. Diversification matters.
And reinforcing risk management, JinLog gives a hard number. The swing map point sits at $123.
So a critical support level way down there.
Yeah. Basically, if it broke below $123, that would be a major bearish signal. A line in the sand for risk management, prompting a rethink or an exit. Finally, that 52-week peak specifically, $230.41, is highlighted as a critical watch point. A final test almost.
If it can't reclaim that peak.
It could trigger a return to a lower box range, meaning potentially getting stuck in a sideways pattern for a while or even drifting back down towards those lower support levels we mentioned earlier. requires patience or a tactical shift.
Got it.
So the outlook is positive, the current seems strong, but JinLog's analysis gives you these precise levels and scenarios to watch.
Allows for informed decisions, not just reacting.
So if we really connect all these threads, right,
Mm-hmm.
what JinLog's deep dive into Reddit shows us is a company sitting right at this fascinating intersection
Yeah. Intersection of what?
of several powerful trends. You've got cutting-edge AI innovation driving the core business. You've got robust user growth fueled by these unique communities. You've got smart strategic partnerships. And you've got the powerful, sometimes wild influence of those communities themselves.
It's a complex mix: technology, human behavior, finance.
Exactly. A remarkably coherent interplay, though. And understanding these connections, it goes way beyond just a stock quote, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It gives you these invaluable insights into how modern tech companies really work, how they leverage data, harness AI, and crucially, how they cultivate and monetize community dynamics to drive real value. It's like a blueprint for success in the digital age.
Yeah, a model for others, perhaps.
Could be. And remember, what we've covered today, it's really just scratching the surface. JinLog's full, deep report goes even deeper into AI, ad economics, user growth patterns, the metaverse roadmap, specific case studies on his trading techniques.
Always more layers to uncover.
Always.
So what does all this mean for you? This deep dive into Reddit, its AI, its market position. It really brings up a fundamental question for anyone trying to grasp the future of the digital economy, doesn't it?
Which is?
In this increasingly AI-driven world, how much of a company's future value really lies in its tech? Is it just the code, the algorithms, the processing power? Or is it just as much, maybe more, about the unique, unpredictable dynamics of its user community? That organic human connection, the content people create, the discussions that AI then optimizes, makes you wonder, right, how might that rhythm of human interaction, that ebb and flow of community vibe, actually influence the flow of capital and long-term value?
That's a deep question, the intersection of human dynamics and market forces.
It really is a fascinating thought to mull over as we move deeper into this AI-powered, community-driven era.
Yes.
And it just underscores why doing these structured deep dives, leveraging insights from minds like JinLog, is so essential.
Yeah, to cut through that noise we started with.
Exactly. It empowers you to become truly well-informed, to see beyond the surface noise to the powerful currents shaping our world, to really feel the market's deepest rhythm.